Hi everyone, this is Commando Rusty Dog, and in this video I'm going to be looking at outfitting my newly acquired Viper Mark IV for combat. So this is the first time I've really owned a Viper to the point where I'm going to be probably staying with it for a little while. I did try one out for a very short time. Just flew it around and then probably just docked it again, but I've never actually properly owned one. So let's just take a quick look at the Viper from the outside. I'm sure we've all seen them before. Let's slow that down a little bit. So it's kind of, from here, looks a bit Cobra sized, but if we just move around, we'll see. She's kind of like this, kind of a sleek design. And I did acquire this on my last video in the live stream, and we called it the ship was called Rust in Peace. But I've just temporarily renamed that for the moment to Misdemeanor. Yeah, so okay, so what kind of a combat ship am I going to look at today? Well, I'm going to have it a little bit different to my others, because with my Fer-de-Lance, my Vulture, my Corvette, they've all kind of, I wouldn't say I've done them in a similar way. I mean, maybe the Fer-de-Lance and the Corvette have the same kind of mindset attached to them, but this one, because it's a small ship and fairly maneuverable, I want to use it to maybe hone my combat skills. So I think in order to do that, I'm going to have to outfit it in a slightly different way than I would normally do. I don't mean making it, or let's say not making it as strong as it could be, which means it's more of a challenge for me. I'm still going to try and make it the best it can be, but the main difference is I'm going to be going with fixed weapons. Now, to help me with that, I needed to unlock my latest engineer, which was Bill Turner, and as you can see, I've done that. And also I have discarded many upgrades in order to get to grade 5. Now, as you can see, Bill Turner does plasma accelerators, so this is what we're going to go for. However, the Viper has got 4 hard points, so I'm kind of debating whether I should fit 4 plasma accelerators or not. At the moment, I'm going to say not, but we have 2 mediums and 2 smalls, so I want to go with 2 medium plasmas, and I think the 2 small ones should be multi-cannons, because they engineer very nicely, even though they're only small. I don't want to go with something that's going to consume a lot of power, because the plasma accelerators probably going to do that. So I don't want like a couple of fixed beams or anything. So we'll see what Bill Turner can offer. I'm going to have to drop down a couple of grades, I think, because I'm going to be forcing some special effects on the plasmas. So let's have a look, because we need to outfit the ship first. Right now, this is a stock Viper. It hasn't been touched at all. So if we take a look, we can see that the shields are 103 and the armor is 270, and we have resistances of 40, minus 20 and 50, and the rest are 0. So it'll be interesting to see where we end up after that. Okay, so let's go into outfitting. So let's do it in order then. We'll go into hard points. and we have the mediums, and we're going to fit plasma accelerators. This is something I don't normally run with, but you cannot have gimbals, you can only have fixed by the looks of things, so fixed plasmas it is. Now I'm not practiced enough on fixed weapons. In fact, the most fixed weapon practice I get is when I'm in a ship launch fighter. So I need to improve, and if that means risking a Viper to do it, then so be it. The Viper's got good speed. I'm not sure, but I think the Viper MkIV is a little bit quicker. But I know you can really get a decent jump range on this ship as well. So we're going to go for multi-cannons here, but fixed. If you look at the gimbals, which is what I would have normally gone for, you'll see that the damage per second is 6.8 and the armor piercing is 22. With the fixed, of course, the armor piercing stays the same, but the damage per second goes up 8.6, and it's less of a power draw, which is always a good thing. The other thing you'll notice with the difference between the fixed and the gimbals is the rate of fire. The turrets are 7.1, the gimbals are 8.3, and the fixed ones fire slower at 7.7. But you get more ammo, you get 100 in your clip there against 90 there. The range and shot speed are the same, and the distributor draw is slightly less as well. So less distributor draw only by 0.01 and less power draw by 0.9. So that's a fair difference, I would say. Right, so just putting those plasmas on has taken my deployed power output fairly near the top, but that's not a problem because we're going to be fitting on an A-rated power plant, so we'll be okay. Now here I'm going to add I should be adding a chaff and a point defense, but I would say that I would be better off fitting 2 shield boosters, but I don't know whether the power can handle it. So I'm going to leave this for now, because I may have to fit an overcharged power plant to get away with that. So I'm going to leave the utilities for the moment until we sort the core out. So lightweight alloys. I think I'm going to go with military grade on this, because it's going to give me a slightly less jump range and boost speed, but it's for combat really, and it's going to increase my hull boost, but it will reduce my kinetic and explosive resistance. Minus 20, minus 40. Okay, so that one gives you the same hull boost as the military, but you also get thermal resistance. But you lose even more kinetic and explosive. This one gives you everything except thermal, but if we put thermal on the shields, because don't forget this is, yeah, this is the hull, so this is after your shields have gone down, I guess. But look at the integrity jump from 270 to 525. It's expensive, you know, relatively speaking. But I'm going to do this. It may mean that I don't have to put as many hull reinforcement packages on, and I may be able to go for a shield cell bank. But a shield cell bank can overheat your ship, so I may have to experiment with that. So let's have a look now at power plant. Jump range isn't going to be my overall thing here either. I wouldn't mind a really good jump range, but it doesn't have to be anything amazing. I'm not going to be going out that far for combat. Now you can see how the deployed has come right down now. So we're going to go for top thrusters and top power plant, obviously. Frameshift drive likewise, the top one as possible. And now we've effectively just over doubled our jump range for now. Life support, I'm going to take that to a D, which gives us 7.5 minutes of oxygen. And lightens the ship at the same time. Power distributor. Here we want to max this out. Look at the differences there. And look how much extra power it takes. Not a lot. Sensors. Again, we're going to go a bit lighter. Stay on D. For a combat ship though, with A-rated sensors, you'll see your emission range now is 6.4, which means you'll start seeing ships on your sensors at 6.4. So you can detect or, you know, look for pirates and whatnot, or wanted ships from 6.5 kilometers away, as opposed to this, which is 4.8. Now the jump range is 21.6 and here 21.4. The speed here is 298, 375. Yeah, it's a 1 meter per second difference. It's not much of a difference. I'm going to fit A-rated sensors on. I want to be able to see a long way. Now we have a military compartment in which we can add a shield cell bank, a hull reinforcement, or a module reinforcement. Now it's class 3. So in this one I'm going to fit a module reinforcement package. Again, this is damage protection against your modules if you get your shields down. The idea is really not to get your shields down, but if your shields do go down, you want to be able to try and last for as long as possible, just in case you've nearly got the other guy finished off anyway. And if you don't, well, you can always get the hell out of there. Now you'll notice that the plasmas that are fitted on this ship are underneath and the multi-cannons are on the top. So that's worth taking a note of, especially when you're with fixed weapons. The aiming reticules might be in slightly different places. I'm gonna have to check that out when we get out there. So I don't know why I've come out of there. I'm not quite done. So optionals then. So let's get rid of this shield generator, because you want the shield generator to be the top one. Now I'm going to go with the top biweaves, basically because they still work well and they will recover a lot faster. Let's just empty this all out. I'll keep the basic discovery scanner there for now. So I think in order for me to be able to get around, I want a fuel scoop. But I'm going to put it here on the 3. And I'm going to fit We've got here a 3A. What's a 3D? What's the scoop rate? 0.1. And the 3A 0.18. Yeah, well, it doesn't weigh anything, so we may as well just go for the top one. Now here, I want to fit a hull reinforcement package, I think. See, we're going to tank the hull out here, but maybe not to the max because of the fuel scoop. I could go with a class 2 fuel scoop, but I think I'm going to stay with the 3 because I don't want to, you know, I don't know how many jumps I'm going to get out of this. Maybe 5, 6 or 7 before I need to rescoop, and I don't want to be hanging around too much with it. So we can jiggle this around possibly and put a class 3 hull there and a class 2 fuel scoop. We'll see how it goes. But for now I'm going to fit 2 of these. Now these do stack, so you can, you know, put more than one and they'll all stack up. Now the basic discovery scanner, you don't need it, because if you need to scan a system and you haven't got your discovery scanner, you can always visit the nav beacon and scan that. So for the sake of that, I'm going to fit another hull reinforcement package. So my hull is right up there. I mean, we're talking up to almost my Corvette standards, which is crazy. Now my shield is a poxy little 181 right now. Now power wise, oops, I've come out of here again. Power wise, if we visit or revisit the utilities, I'm going to have a look at a shield booster. I think I'm only going to be able to fit 1. I can fit 2 if I engineer my power plant. Let me just have a look at this and see if we can get away with it right now. Just going to fit 2 shield boosters, so hopefully my speed will, I don't know, I've got no point defense or chaff. I'm just going with tank mode basically. So I know I want a better frame shift, I want better power, and I want better speed. So I want grade 5 dirty drive tuning on the thrusters, but I don't need it. I don't need the absolute speed. So I think I'm going to actually go to Palin if he's the one to go to. Maybe there's a nearer one, I'm not sure. And I'm going to get grade 5 clean drive tuning, because not only will it give me that little bit extra speed, but it'll keep the heat down on the ship. And I think I'm going to do that. So I want clean drive tuning on my boosters, on my thrusters. I want grade 5 FSD upgrade here, and I want an overcharged power plant by how much? Let's have a look where we are. So we're at 104. So just disabling the cargo hatch and nothing down here. So we are going to need to do that before we can really fight with this ship. I'm going to have to overcharge the power plant by quite a way, because I'm going to be upgrading these and they're going to consume a bit more power, as are probably the shields and the thrusters. So we're right on the edge, I think, right now. So I think what we'll have to do is go and do the power plant first. So okay, before we go, let's set off the fire groups. I want these on 1 and I want these on 2. and we can always have the data link scanner on 1 there, or 2 there. There we go. Alright, so I think we're going to do power plant first. So we're going to go off to the first engineer and see if, well, I'm going to see if I have the stuff to do it first. So I'll be right. Okay, so it does seem that I have the materials needed for the power plant, but I think before we go to Heratani, which is where you get that from, grade 5, we need to go to Felicity Farseer in order to upgrade the FSD, because the sooner I do that, the less jumps it's going to be to go to all the other engineers. Now I realize that doing so is going to take me over power, because we're already on 100, but I'm hoping I can not go too far over, and that will be okay. So I will see you when I reach the great Felicity Farseer. Okay, we've arrived at Felicity. Now things aren't going to be such a smooth ride here, because one of the components needed for grade 5 FSD is arsenic, and I've only got 2 of those. Oh, wait a minute. No, I thought I got it wrong. I was right. Is arsenic here, and I've only got 2. So I think just in case I need arsenic for something else, I'm probably only going to get 1 shot at this. So if it's a really bad roll, I'll do both. But I don't have an SRV with me, which means hunting down arsenic would mean going back to another ship, and don't even want to think about it. So just give me a pretty decent optimized mass. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Okay, the power draw is pretty good. The mass isn't ideal. Integrity, yes, kind of expected. But the optimized mass, I'll take that. I'm happy with that. Right, anything else grade 5 here? Not really. Oh, power plant. Grade 1. I could do a grade 1 overcharge while I'm here. What are we on right now? I'm sure I can bring it into line here. Yeah, no problem. You maybe saw my... oh no, you wouldn't. No, I don't know what my jump range is yet, but we'll have a look in a second. So, overcharge. Sulfur, got plenty of that. So let's see if we can get a decent one. That's okay. We'll apply that as a base. I wouldn't mind not only a better upgrade on that, but also a better heat efficiency as well would be nice. So we can take a couple of goes at this. What do we have right now? I'm sure we're well within capacity now. It still says usage 92, output 100. Okay. Let's apply that. That gives us a bit better than before. Usage 91 now. Let's bring the cargo hatch on. So we're pretty good then. We got it at 95. That's only with a grade 1, which is fair enough. I'm not going to spend any more sulfur than I need. So she does engines. Maybe we can do something with that just quickly. What do we need? I got plenty. Let's do another quick one of these. So right at the moment, I can't remember what my speed was. Look at the jump range, 28.4. Be nice to have had 30, but I'll take it. So we're just going to do one of these. And shield boosters I don't need to touch right now. Okay, so the next stop then is the grade 5 power plant with Heratani. But do I need to go any further? I mean, I'm using a clean... Oh, look at this. The thrusters have gone up quite a bit, even just with clean drive tuning. So yes, I do need to do it. I thought the clean drive would have... Let me just take a look at this again. There's something I want to have a look at regarding power output on these clean on this clean tuning. Let's see if we can get a bit of a better power draw, because we're right on that 100%. That's a bit better. Okay, the multipliers dropped, but the power draw, this is still more than normal. But the power draw has become better by 4%. Thermal load is down, optimal mass is down. But for now, it should get me back under 100%, and it has. So let's whiz off over to Heratani. See where she was 260 light years away before. Okay, so it's kind of the same, more or less. And we need to be here. And I'm going to bookmark. I might have it already bookmarked then. Yeah. So we'll plot the route. And I will see you when I arrive there, which is in 9 jumps. Well, it took me 7 jumps to do 101 light years. So for 9 to do 260 ain't too bad. So I'll see you when I'm there. Okay, so we're here at Heratani, and during the takeoff from the previous engineer, I found that my boost speed was 400 exactly. I don't know what the top speed was, but that's not too bad. Now then, power plants. Because of the nature of these upgrades, you lose heat efficiency, so I don't really want to go any further on the power plant than I need to. The problem is I don't know how far I'm going to need to go yet, because I still have other upgrades to do. But I need to put the ship within itself, so that when I do the rest of the upgrades, I may have to come back here for a 5. But in the meantime, I think I can get away with a 3. Let's have a look at the 4. Cadmium, I'm low on that. But I've certainly got enough to do this. So I'm going to see if I can swing a good 3. Let's see what that gave me. 89. So I've got a fair bit of room to play with. And the reason I don't want to just slap on a grade 5, obviously, for the reason I just stated, is that the less I slap on, the less integrity and heat efficiency I will lose out on. I mean, right now, if I upgrade to a 5, I've got a small window where I can improve the power capacity, but I don't really have room to improve integrity or heat efficiency unless I get some kind of secondary effect. So again, here the same. I can improve here an integrity and heat efficiency, but my window for power capacity is a little bit smaller. So I think that was a fairly good roll, and it also got me well within my usage limits for now. But I'm going to be boosting these, I'm going to be boosting the shields, I'm going to be boosting the boosters, I'm going to be lightening the sensors, which will knock off a little bit of distance. Currently, that's what I fitted the 3A so I could get 6.5 kilometers range. That'll go down when I fit the lightweight, but the fitting of the lightweight will give me better jump range. Now you might think, well, okay, in a combat ship though, increased sensors are better than jump range, and that is true. That is true, but the lightweight will also give me better maneuverability because the ship will be lighter. By how much, I don't know. I don't know. Also, while we're here at this engineer, although Heratani doesn't do power distributors or sensors to grade 5, I think rather than focusing on a particular system, whether it be engines, shields, or weapons, that just makes the recharge faster but the capacity lower. I think I'd rather go the other way. High density composites is the one that's the least of. I wonder if I should just hold out for a grade 5 of that. I think I should. And sensors, lightweight sensors, grade 5, I think is Lisa Jameson. Conductive ceramics, I've got a fair few of, but I do want to hold out on them. But look at the mass. The target scan angle goes down. Aha. Not the distance. Okay. But the mass is quite substantial. Maybe we can have one go at this. Let's have a look at the jump range. 28.4. Let's have a stab at it and see where it gets us. Give me something a bit better than that. Okay, I'll take that one. So we've lightweighted the sensors, and now we got 28.7. So I don't think I'm going to be able to approach 30. Never mind 29. But okay. So I'm just wondering now if I have any modules, engineered modules in storage that can fit on this ship. Of course I can't find out from here because there's no shipyard. But it just makes me wonder. I tell you what, there is here, isn't there? Livery? Yeah. Oh, we've got to go under for that. Okay. It's like getting a vinyl wrap on the ship, I suppose. I did buy the tactical pack, so I'm going to take a look at that. Right now I have the Black Friday on there. It's the only other livery that I had. Which is nice, and it's good for combat because it makes you harder to see. But when you're playing against NPCs, it kind of doesn't matter. Now then, where is my liveries? I did buy the tactical. Okay, I don't know if that's an engineer's thing or what. I did buy the tactical. Alright. Well, I do want to do the power distributor, and I do want to do the shields. Obviously need to do the shields. Yeah, power distributor, I want just a more enhanced charge on that. Shield boosters... well, I think I want to concentrate on my shields as well, but I want to try and make the trips to all these different engineers as efficient as possible. And the way to do that, obviously, is to just go to the ones that are closest first. Now, right now, it seems that my internet has dropped. So I can't get to Inara to find out who does G5. I hope this isn't going to last for too long. Connection error. Alright, well when all this comes back, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back on what is effectively day 2 for me. So I've looked for some improvised components and I found those easily. I didn't find any more, but I did find 3. Well, I went to this system, found a high-grade emissions USS straight in, by which time it wasn't a USS, it was just an SS. Went straight in. There was 3 improvised components there, so that gave me 9, which was great. I only have 8 at the moment though, so I think I must have used one, but I don't know where or why or how or what's gone wrong there. I only got 8, so yeah, I think I must have used one after I stopped the video on something, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. And arsenic as well, I went and got some more. I picked up 12 of those. So all that's going to do really is I'm going to try and conserve the arsenic in case oh no, I don't need it anywhere else. I've checked. It's only on the shield generators, grade 5, and what was it now? I think it was the 1 second, I'm just going to go back and check. I think it was the FSD increase, but I might be wrong on that one. So let me just have a quick look on Inara. So arsenic. Okay, well arsenic is used for grade 5 in 6 different blueprints, but the only one that's going to affect me is the frameshift drive increased range. Which I might be able to have a couple of more goes on that, and the shield generator reinforced, which is what I'm doing now. The other ones are basically fast scans for manifest, kill warrant, frameshift wake, and detailed surface scanners. So I'm only going to need to divide arsenic up between the reinforced shields and FSD. Now I've got a fairly decent FSD jump range, but Deciat isn't that far away from my home system, so going back there to have another couple of goes is something I think I can do. But what I want to do is try and get a better. I'm not saying I'm going to improve my kinetic here, but I'd like to maybe get a handful of blues here. Well, actually, I can't get a handful, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can get 3 blues here, one of them being the optimal strength, then I'll be happy. So I've got 8 runs of this with the improvised components. Because improvised component. Whoa! Okay, we'll come back to this in a second. Improvised components aren't that difficult to get, really. So I don't mind having to go get some more if I have to. It's just a case of going into a civil unrest system and flying out far enough to pick up a high-grade emission, and chances are you're going to find some in there. Oh my god, what a roll this is! So okay, I'm losing out quite a bit on the broken regen rate. In other words, if the shields break, it's how fast those red squares take to go around and regenerate the shield back. Now, if you're in combat currently, that could be an issue. If you've just finished somebody off and your shields are down, obviously it's not so much of an issue because you can do a reboot and repair to bring half of your shields back. My actual regen rate is just 1% difference, so I'll take that. The explosives and thermals are up fairly handily, that's pretty good. My kinetic resistance again has gone a bit further down, but it was pretty well up to begin with, so I'm not too bothered about that. But the optimal strength, wow, that overrides everything else here, I think. It's just awesome. 120.65. Now my shields were 323 and then they went down to 318. Let's see what this gives me. Anything over 330. I don't know why I'm thinking in BMW numbers. 323 and 330. But yeah, anything over like 330 or whatever would be awesome. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, 341. Whew. Wow, that's quite an increase. And I haven't even done the shield boosters yet. Now, I can do them here, but there's no point because obviously I'm going to be fitting G5s here. I'm not going to settle for G3s. Sensors, the only thing, yeah, lightweight, but grade 3 is the best we can go for here. And I don't think, I haven't really picked up anything better here. Let me give this another couple of goes. Although, wait a minute. Don't waste this. Because Liz Jameson does this to grade 5. And actually I've just set off from Shinra to come here. I could have done that first, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll wait. I'm not going to waste materials on this. So that's fantastic, because that means I got my my shields boosted in one go. So I get to save some of those materials, which is brilliant. Okay, so let's take a look what else we need to do. So thrusters thrusters are only up to grade 3. If I want any further than that, I've got to go to Palin in Maya, which is it's a fair distance away, so I might look at that towards the end. Right now I'm pushing 400 at boost, which is yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously to be able to get further, grade 5 probably take me to 450, I believe is the case, somewhere around there. So it would be handy. So shield boosters, to complete doing the shields, you want to be able to do the boosters to grade 5 as well. So grade 5 shield boosters is, I'm just trying to find out, DD Waterman, or DD, not Waterman, Vartaman. DD Vartaman does shield boosters G5, and I believe that is the only engineer that does G5 boosters. I'm just looking at Inara right now, and I'm not seeing anybody else that does G5 boosters. So shield boosters, heavy duty, let's take a look on Inara. Inara is so handy for this stuff. It tells you if any other engineers do it as well. It's really good. So, oh, it even tells you the variants now on how much shield boost you get. Apparently if you've got an A0 shield booster, you get somewhere between 138 and 180%. But if you've got an E, you get 598 to 780% increase. Okay, interesting. Maybe I should have fitted one E rated shield booster in order to fit an augmented on there. Because I did want to go with an augmented. However, though, the A0 will give you more boost than an E0 in the first place. So maybe that 180% max that you'll get on that is as good as a 780% increase on an E-rated shield booster, if that makes any sense at all. So shield booster heavy duty upgrade 5 will affect mass and power draw, but you need antimony. I'm not sure about that. Polymer capacitors, I'm pretty sure I've got those, and untypical shield scans. So let's take a look. Antimony. Okay, I've got 7 of those. I've already forgotten. Polymer capacitors. I picked up some of those very recently by destroying some federal agent ships. So I should have a good load of those. There we go, 15 of those. Thank you, Federal Agent Anacondas. This is my new exciting thing that I like doing, which is going in with the Corvette into convoy dispersal patterns in Anarchy systems that have got a threat of 3 or maybe more if you can get that. And inside, sometimes you'll find a wing of 3 ships, Federal agents. 2 of them are Anacondas, 1 of them is a Type 9. And with my vet, I just take on the entire wing. And I killed the 2 Anacondas and the Type 9. I still had 1 shield ring left after that. It only cost me 2 shield rings to do all that. But because they're federal ships, they dropped a lot of conductive ceramics, polymer capacitors, conductive components and that kind of stuff. So I was able to pick a fair amount of those up, which was handy because I need those for the shield boosters. And the other thing is the untypical shield scans, which, yes, I do have some of those, 18. So it's the antimony that's going to cost me there, but I've only got 2 shield boosters, so I think I've got plenty. I've got plenty there. So let's take a look at DD Vartaman, which is here, and that's 120 light years away in Leasty. So I'm going to plot this course. Come on, and I'm going to plot this course, and I'm going to head out there. Do I have any? Yeah, I do. I'm going to head out there, and then I will be back and we'll do the shield boosters, and then from there we'll find out what the final shield quantity is going to be. As I've got 2 A-rated shield boosters on, I think. Do I? Yeah. I don't know whether to still go with a resistance augmented on the A, because it might be a waste doing it on an A. I wonder if DD Vartaman sells shield boosters, and swap that out for an E and do a resistance augmented on that and a heavy duty on the A. If not, I'll just do 2 heavy duties. Yeah, I'll just do 2 heavy duties and maybe store one of them and then do a resistance augmented OE a bit later on. So anyway, I'll get over to DD and I'll be back. Right, here I am at DD Vartaman, one of the nicer engineers' bases, I think, in terms of looking at the planet's surface. It looks, you know, with the canyons, it all looks very nice and decent view, and quite a bit going on around some of the mining stuff here, mining equipment there, and me just being there. So let's get on with this then, and I'm going to make a decision and switch to gimbaled weapons before I engineer them, which means the plasmas are going to be taken out. I got interdicted, or let's say I submitted to an interdiction by a wanted ship, and it was a Master Cobra, and it just, you know, I was beating him, but it just took ages and ages and ages, and I was going through so much ammo. And as well with the plasmas and the multi-cannons having 2 circles to aim at, I didn't know which circle to aim at for which weapon, and it was just taking ages. And in the end I got him down to 34% hull. He'd used up all his shield cell banks, and then he managed to FSD out of there. Now you can argue 2 things here. I could have targeted his FSD, so I could have finished him off. Maybe that would have worked, I don't know. With fixed weapons, who knows? Probably not. And secondly, yes, but your weapons are not engineered yet, so why not give them a chance? Well, my skill with fixed weapons isn't brilliant, and admittedly, if I want them to get better, I should stick with a fixed chip. So yeah, we can argue for that. Anyway, I think I'm going to stick with gimbals. I have a bit more fun. I don't have any patience to sit 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes to try and take down a Master Cobra, because, you know, 60% of my shots aren't hitting. So let's preview the outcome of this heavy one, and let's see if we can get a decent one. Now, antimony is not the hardest thing in the world to come across. Well, that's not bad. The power draw isn't as bad as it could have been. The mass has gone down a bit, I can handle that. The integrity is pretty good, and the shield boost is pretty good too. So I did lose some of the video, as I've pointed out. I did lose some of the video because OBS didn't have Elite as its recording screen. It was having a black screen, so I just got audio. So all of the upgrades that I've got, I'll go through them with you at the end. Once I got the ship all sorted out. But the shields were up to 341, I think. So we'll take a look at the end. Well, let's have a look and see what this boost has done. So now it's up to 424. So that's a massive boost. That's gone up a lot. 83 that's gone up just with that one boost. That was big. That's the biggest increase. I mean, not even doing a grade 5 shield upgrade. Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at resistance augmented. I just want to have a look and see if how many I've got for this. Only one. Okay, I was going to try one and just to see how much it would boost. But this isn't going to boost my overall shields, I don't think. It's just going to boost the resistances to these three things. Now, if I was to use kinetic, is this the one I use in order to make my ship more sturdy, the shields more sturdy, if I decided to ram another ship? Would you call that kinetic? Because kinetic is basically movement, so it's not thermal. Blast resistant. No, that's explosive, I think. What do we need for that? I'm gonna go with another heavy duty on this one, just for ultimate shield tanking. Now, the blues were good there. Let's have a look at what we've got in terms of power. But before we do that, 509 on the shields now, and 1245 on the armor. That's heavy. Power is up to 92, so we're good there. Okay, so shield wise then, we've got those two shield boosters, and we got a pretty good roll on the reinforced bi-weaves as well. The shield multiplier on that, I got a really good roll, and this is why you see my shields at 509 now. But yeah, these weapons are going to go. I might fit 2 bursts and 2 multi-cannons, or I might be tempted to go 2 multi-cannons because they are a low power draw, and the main 2 fixed rail guns because they're kind of quick. You know, it's not like multi-cannons where when you fire there's a delay before it all spools up and shoots over to the ship. The railgun is like poof. So maybe a couple of railguns and some gimbaled multi-cannons might be. Yeah, I think I might do that just to try something a little bit different. Although 2 plasmas are a bit different for me. So we've got the shield boosters done, we've got the byways, we've got the thrusters half done in that they're only grade 3. Sensors are lightweight, so that's give me a bit more increased jump range. We need the power distributor to be done. For that, I'm not going to give myself better weapons or engines or systems to the detriment of other systems. I'm going to go for an overall upgrade capacity on all systems. I'm going to go for that one. Frameshift drive is already grade 5. Life support can be made lightweight, so we can lose a little bit of weight there. I think with field scoop you can only go shielded. Power plant is it 5? No, we can overcharge the power plant more if we need to, but I decided not to go to grade 5 when I had the chance because I don't want to go any further on the overcharge than I need to, because the more you do, the less integrity and whatever you're going to get. And module reinforcements, I don't believe you can engineer those. So power distributor is next on the list, and then we're going to have to go to Maya to get these thrusters done if we want ultimate power. Now this is where the problem's going to be. For grade 5 thrusters, the power percentage is going to increase pretty dramatically, I would say. As long as it doesn't go more than another 10%, then we're fine. This can go to 10%, which will give me 102 usage, which is fine, because then I can just deactivate the cargo hatch. And then we're down to 99 and we're good to go. But I haven't done my weapons upgrade yet, so I may have to go for a grade 4 power plant at some point. We'll see. I don't know how much power the railguns are going to use up compared to these plasmas at 7% each. Yeah. So the power distributor then, let's just have a look and see which engineer does that. Okay, engineers and power distributor. Now the dweller does it. I'm going to Todd the Blaster. Now there we go. Todd the Blaster does grade 5 railguns and multi-cannons. So if I do fit that loadout, I can upgrade all my weapons just from him alone. So okay, I think we'll do that. We'll use railguns as the main weapon and multi-cannons as the secondary. So okay, back to the power distributor then. We're looking at the dweller. Anybody else do G5 power distributor? I'm not seeing it yet. No, it looks like not. I'll tell you what, Tiana Fortune does loads of grade 5 stuff, but they're all scanners and limpet controllers. So I guess it looks like we're going to pay a visit to the dweller, and we're going to get a grade 5 power distributor. So what I want is high charge capacity on that, and for that grade 5 I need, oh god, this is a big one. Eek, 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 eek. I need cracked industrial firmware. I don't know if I've got any of those. I may have. If not, I hate getting those. I detest getting those. Cracked industrial firmware. Can you get those from encoded emissions with by scanning the the private data beacon thing. So cracked I haven't seen it from there. I've seen all the other firmwares from there, but not cracked industrial, so I don't believe you can. But you can get them as a mission reward, obviously, but you only get the one. So cracked industrial firmware, military supercapacitors, and proprietary composites. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I might have to settle for grade 4. So cracked industrial firmware, how are we doing on that? Oh god, I haven't got any. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, I have. It's here. Of course I do. Okay, so I got 2 of those. I wasn't sure. If it was data or materials, but of course it's data. So okay, I got 2 of those. I might just give myself 1 shot at it then. I'm going to keep 1 in hand, maybe. I hate farming for those. So the other one was it proprietary composites and military supercapacitors. So let's take a look at the M's then. 2 of those. Oh god. And proprietary composites. 20. Okay, so fine there. So basically I've got 2 goes at this, and I think I'll just settle for doing one go at this. Yeah. Now a question. I believe, even though I'm not going to do anything with it now, but it could be that DD does indeed stock shield boosters. So I think what I'll do is I will do the power distributor, head off back to Shinrata, change the weapon loadout, go and get the thrusters done. Oh, actually do the weapons first and then we'll get the thrusters done last. So, utilities, shield booster, and browse. So yes, he does do them, but he doesn't do E-rated, which is what I would have been after. Okay, fair enough. And now we head over to the dweller, who's in Word. So another 5 jumps, I think. I'm not sure I'll get that down to 4. Do we have any local bookmarks? There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking here. So, engineers the dweller. The grade 4 requires proprietary composites, modified consumer firmware. I may have more of those. Yeah, I have got 15 of those. 20 of the proprietary, and the other thing they want is selenium. If I have a good amount of that, I'm just going to settle for a grade 4 upgrade. Yeah, I think I will. I can get more goes then. I might end up getting a better throw. If I get a good roll on grade 4, I might end up getting a slightly better roll than I could get with an average grade 5. And I might only get an average grade 5 if I only use 1 roll. Does that make sense? I hope so. I'm trying to put some sort of logic on this. So is it 4 or 5? Okay, 5. 5 jumps. I'll be back when I'm back. Okay, so here we are at the dweller's hidey hole. And let's take a look at the power distributor. I'm only going to go to grade 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Now the charge one is the one I'm after. Gives extra capacity on all systems, but then you have the opposite effect, where you get a better recharge at the detriment of the capacity. Now I want more capacity to boost I suppose this would increasing the capacity here would mean the broken shield regeneration would be quicker, I would say, and the weapons capacity obviously will take slightly longer before the capacitor runs out. So that's the reason for doing this one. The other ones, you can have it specifically focused on different systems, but if you choose to do that, as you can see, you can only go to grade 3 with those, and then you've got the standard shielded one. So definitely want to go with a high charge one, but here you can see I'm low on these two, and I could try one and then see if I can beat it with a grade 4. If I tell you what, I'll do one here. If I get a good roll, we'll just keep it. If I get an average roll, I'll do a few grade 4s and probably be able to beat the grade 5. So military supercapacitors though, hold on a sec. So we get them in signal sources in times of war. So okay, but these signal sources, but I've never had them. I've had all different firmwares from private data beacons before, unless maybe looking at satellites. You can find satellites if you orbit Earth-like worlds, and maybe scanning those will give you some of these. I wish I had this wording on here to find out, but I'm not running it. I don't know whether this is affecting me because I'm not running it at 1080. I'm running this at 1440, so I don't know whether that's the reason why this has gone off the screen, but that's a pain in the rear end. So okay, so we'll do a quick high charge, which is misleading as well, because you've got recharge and capacity, and high charge, your brain kind of goes here, but it's not, it's capacity. Well, my brain does anyway, but there's no excuse for my brain anyway. Well, I have to take it because of what it cost me. But now what I'm going to do, let's go back again, just to see. Oh, I should have stayed in there, shouldn't I? I'm going to go for a grade 4. Because I've got a few I can use up here. Coming across modified consumer firmware is considerably easier than cracked industrial firmware, I would say. So I maybe have 5 goes of this. Selenium's easy to get hold of. So I'll have 5 goes of this and see if I can beat. You see, it's possible. I did get a good systems one, but it is possible to beat these. I don't know. I'll give it a couple of goes, just see where the trend is going. So 117 and 711. It's always that yin-yang trade-off, always. So we'll have another go. I think it's gonna take some secondary effects to beat grade 5, if I'm honest. This is not worth it. The 1% increase, because look, I'm losing massively there. It's not worth it. So this is handy because I did get a bad broken shield regen when I did the bi-weaves, and this kind of makes up for that. So let's have one more go. Okay, so we can give up on this then, and I'm happy with the grade 4 power distributor. Let's see if that's put any more load onto. No, it hasn't. It's still 92%. Okay, well, I've only got the grade 5 thrusters to do now and lightweight sensors, but I can do those when I get back to Shinrata, which will probably be the time I go and get the new weapon loadout. I'm happy with everything else. I'll go and take another look at the frameshift drive later on. Don't need to do that right now. Power plant for now I'm okay with. So, Palin, which is out in Maya. Am I closer to Maya than normal where I am now? Yeah, I am. I don't know how many jumps it's going to take to get there though, but I'm going to suggest it would be around 18 maybe. I'm just guessing. Let's have a look, see how many jumps it is. Get these thrusters done. And then of course I have to come all the way back. 17. Okay, well, that means I'm probably doing about, what, 34, about 35, 36, 37 jumps maybe to get from Maya back to Shinrata. And in that time, I still have this thing over my head for the next 20 hours. So I'm just going to have to be escaping any possible interdictions. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I will go off to Professor Palin and get grade 5 thrusters. And then I'll decide whether to go to Desiat first before I head off back to Shinrata. And then of course it's over to Todd the Blaster to do all the weapons. And then we can call this ship done. So I'll see you when I'm at Maya. Right, we have arrived at Professor Palin. A long way to come for this upgrade, but probably worth it. Now, I shouldn't have come here first, hold on. Currently, I've come down here, I want to know what my current official top and boost speeds are, because I believe the boost is 400. I couldn't get it past that, so let's see if it correlates with what the interface says, because I haven't actually looked at it since I've done it. Oh, 395. Oh, okay, I've added stuff since then. So 314, 395. So if I did a grade 5 clean, it would give me a decent boost, but then obviously a grade 5 dirty drive would give me ultimate speed. But do I really need that though? What do I need? Like if I'm in a Haz-Res or a combat zone, do I really need ultimate speed? Short of chasing after ships that want to FSD their way out of there. And the advantage of clean is that you run a cooler ship. I can do dirties, but I can only do one because it requires cracked industrial, and I don't really want to use that one up. I hope it doesn't need that for clean. Please tell me you don't. Okay, as you can see, for clean drive tuning, I've got plenty. Abnormal compacts, again, these you can get from signal sources, stuff like that. So yeah, fine with getting those. Tin and conductive ceramics are easy to find. So we've already got grade 3 on this, so it's a question of seeing how much further we can improve what we currently have. Clearly there is scope to improve here. We've actually improved the optimal mass as well. What we've dropped is power draw and integrity. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to use that as my base. And the problem is it doesn't tell you here what your speed is now. I wish here in the stats it told you your ship speed and boost speed, but this is basically ship defenses, your health and your armor, your shield health and your armor. That's what that's all about. It doesn't tell you anything more. No, I wish it did. I wish it had a bit more on there, but hey, can't have everything, right? So let's give it another shot and see if we can better the optimal multiplier, which is kind of crucial, and maybe get some better blues here. So anything up in this band, something, see, it's only 1%, but it would take a secondary effect to make it go into this zone, which is what I call the above the Call of Duty. Now 7% power drain, even worse. That's at the lower end of the spectrum. I'm not taking that. I think there's improvement there. Holy holy of holies, above and beyond the Call of Duty. And there it is. I got great integrity. I've lost optimal mass, but that's not going to matter too much because that multiplier is going to boost that extra mass of this module to great heights. Better power draw. This is brilliant. I've lost a bit of thermal load, but it's okay because I have better thermal load than standard engines anyway. Integrity is right up there, and the optimal multiplier is a cracker. I will take that. So I've just come here. It's just taken me two rolls of the dice effectively, and we're done. So I'll be well into the 400s now with speed. I'm pretty sure of that. 428 and 340 top speed. Yeah, you know what? I think 420 meters per second with clean drive tuning is pretty damn good. I'll take that. Yeah. My jump range on a full fuel tank, 26.8 there. I might not be on full fuel though, so let me just, no I can't. I was going to take a look in outfitting, but I'm not going to bother. Have I got any carto? I don't think I've got any here. So yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this. So that's pretty good, isn't it? So we've got 428 boost, and oh, this is what I needed to do. Yeah, got full fuel, and my jump range is 26.8. So I think with grade 5 sensor, lightweight sensors, plus revisiting Felicity Farseer to try and get a better roll on the increased FSD, I might be able to get this knocking on the door of 28, the jump range, which would be awesome. I would like to get 28 on the jump range from this little fighter. So I need to visit Shinrata, I need to visit Felicity, and I need to visit the Dweller. So I've got 3. When I say Shinrata, I mean Liz Jameson. So I'm going to find out who's closest. Laurie Jameson. I've been saying Liz. Where did I get Liz from? So 430. The Dweller is 392. And Felicity is 390. It's not by much, is it? Okay, so I think before I go to Felicity Farseer, I want to double, triple check that I have got everything I need. I think I did. I think the arsenic was the only thing that I was down on with the FSD, and I definitely have more of that now. So let me just pop into Inara here. So frame shift drive, increased range, grade 5, arsenic, manipulators and data mined wake exceptions. So arsenic, yes, 11. Data mined wake exceptions, yes. And chemical manipulators, which are not here, yes. So brilliant, we can just go there. So I think Felicity Farseer is where we're going to next, and then it's 100 light years over to Shinrata, get the weapons, and then pop over to the Dweller, which we have to go to last, and then do the weapons. And once we've got some gimbaled weapons on this thing and some fixed, try it mixed, you know, a mixed set of stuff, and then we'll see where we are from there. So I'm not going to do this, I'll just go down here to Farseer Inc. as we plot the route. Okay, so I will be back when I'm with Felicity once again, and we'll see how many rolls we get from her, and hopefully we can get a secondary effect on that to boost the jump range even beyond the normal limits. And if we can do that, then that'll be exceptionally good. So I'll see you then. Right, we have now arrived at Farseer. A little bit of damage here from a aborted glide. Even if keeping it in the blue zone, well, even keeping it in the blue zone doesn't guarantee you're not going to glide in too quickly. So I got that, and I'm just going to refuel. Okay, so we are here for one thing only, and that is to try and improve our FSD. Now I'd like to get into the 27s. 27.5 would be nice, because at least then I've got a shot at getting 28 when I increase the grade of the lightweight sensors, so decreasing the weight of the sensors. So as you can see, I have quite a window, but let's see what happens. I've got a good few runs at this, so let's go. Ouch, that one hurt. Let's go again. It's not really wanting to play. Okay. Power draw's good. Integrity is around the same. Optimized mass is around the same, and the actual mass itself is better. It doesn't look like you get a bar here that goes into the grey, so let's apply that. Let's see where we are now. Wrong one. So 2702. So I'm now into the 27s. So I'll have another couple of goes, because now we've got the grey area coming up. So maybe we can jump into there. It would be nice. Oh no. What have we got here? Arsenic, data mined wake exceptions, and chemical manipulators. Okay. I'll take that. Yes, the optimized mass is down, but this is at the limit here. It's just gone a little bit over, but that's at the limit. A secondary effect did kick in, but it wasn't enough to put it into the grey zone. But I'll take that. I'll take that. That's right on the upper end there, which gives us... What the hell just went wrong there? 23.8. Did I look at the wrong thing? Oh, is it optimized mass I'm supposed to be looking at? Yeah, it is. It's optimized mass. Okay, well, let's give it... We should have no problem getting a better roll then. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I messed that up. It's optimized mass. There we go. Okay, so I've taken a hit here, but I really don't care. I'm going to take that 12%. See where we are now. I don't really want to have to come back here again. Arsenic I can get from around here. Data mined wake exceptions I'm sure I can find. But chemical manipulators, they're mission rewards. Right now I'll take anything. I kind of messed that up a little bit, so I've used all of those runs, those rolls I should really say, and I'm no further forward at the moment. That was my fault. It was optimized mass I'm supposed to be looking at. So I guess we're just going to run out of these. Last go then. Okay. Well, luckily, FSD isn't my primary concern. So data mined wake exceptions. Yeah, wake scanner. Okay, I can get those. Arsenic I can get plenty more of, that's not a problem. Chemical manipulators, I can do some missions for that. But, you know, it's not crucial to what I want to show on this ship, which is combat. So this isn't really going to affect that at all. So I can do this in my own time at some point in the future. And let's just pin that. Yeah, okay, not a problem. So on to Shinrata Desra, and I think a grade 5 lightweight sensor and lightweight life support might push this to 27 anyway, so not too fussed about that. So I'll see you back at Laurie Jameson's. Okay, so we've arrived at Laurie Jameson. We're going to jump up and get the grade 5 lightweight. So protoradiolics is what it uses here, which is this is the hardest of the three to get, I think. Ceramics is the easy one. Protolites are more common than radiolics. So I don't plan to go through many of these. And we can improve somewhere around here would be nice. I know we get the scan angle lowered, but I am going a lot here for lightweight, so hopefully I'm not going to take too big a hit here. So from 24 down to 21.3, so it's 3 degrees difference, but the mass is 34. So let's take that and let's just see what it's done to the jump range. Okay, it's put me into the 27s, but I feel that I can go a little bit further with this. There's room to play with here, but this is deceptive. It's from 1.4 down to 1. It's not a lot. But the window is there to get 3 blues here, so let's see what we can do. Well, there you go. Scan angle's gone back up, but it hasn't recovered from the 24. It's, you know, it can't go beyond here unless you've had a good secondary effect, but this is a much better roll in all respects. So I don't think that'll have increased the jump range too much. No, 27.1. which is really fine. I'm gonna have another couple of throws. Just see if I can get something good here. Okay. I didn't hold out much hope, but it's worth a shot. Now, okay. Now look at that drop. Wow. Alright, so we're already here at Shinrata Desra. So I'm going to drop into Jameson. I'm going to make my final decision there about what weapons to put on. I know I said railguns, but maybe I should. Yeah, I'll stick with what I said. Railguns, fixed railguns and gimbaled multis. So medium, but because I've got less success, yeah, medium, yes, medium railguns and twin small multis. And then we'll go to the Dweller. Is it the Dweller? No, Todd the Blaster. We'll go to Todd the Blaster and hope that I've got enough stuff left to do grade 5s on those. If not, well, we'll have to put it off for now. Okay, I'll see you. I'm going to go and put the weapons on, and then I'll go to Todd the Blaster, and I'll see you at Todd the Blaster's. Bye-bye. Right, so we're here at what probably will be the final engineer, and we're only at grade 2, so I'm not sure how much we can do. I don't know how much materials or relevant materials I've got left. Let's have a look at the rail guns first. I'm going to try and yeah, I think we can do that. So we'll just do this quickly, and then we'll say no to that, and we'll try again. Nice throw, but I'm going to discard it. And now we're on to grade 3. So I want to use up. I should actually be careful. I'm not quite sure which one to go for here as well. Range is reduced and power draw increased. Okay, let me take a look at long range. Oh dear me, what have I got myself into with these? Cracked industrial firmware, that's going to be a real big problem. Get 80 to start with. And my power usage is getting right to the brim as well, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of an issue, I think, this. So I can't do this on both. What can we do on grade 4? I might have to settle for grade 4s here. So this is damage 15 to 37. This gives us extra range, but the damage fall off is quite dramatic as well. 321, 440%. That's not bad, but the damage will start falling off somewhere around that range. I think short range blaster's the one to go for, but I need to get to grade 4 to do that. This looks like the one to do. Okay, so modified consumer and focus crystals. Do I need these here? I do. Modified, I need the. Let's try here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we'll just take a couple of these. The other problem, of course, is I wanted to have experimental effects on. But if I do, I'm going to be dropping back down to grade 2 again. I don't know how far I can take this. I don't know why I came out of that either. Yeah, I don't really know how far I can take this, if I'm honest. I may just have to put up with no experimental effects. Although I keep forgetting to do try again. Okay, so now we're at grade 4. So if I was to do a grade 4 short range blaster, that would mean it affects reload time and it affects power draw, which is not a good thing for me. Sturdy mount gives me better armor piercing and a better thermal load, and I can afford a lot of them. So what this does is it raises the integrity more than anything. A lightweight doesn't really change the weapon's power, but possibly just a lightweight with an experimental. Long range. But how, if I'm taking on smaller ships like say Vipers, Eagles, whatnot, when they're at long range they're harder to hit anyway. I prefer closer range, so this is the one to go for. So let's just do this and we'll sort out the power later. I may have to get another power plant upgrade. Right, I'll accept that and we'll adjust with... Now then, these are new ones, some of these. So plasma slug to allow ammo to be generated directly from ship fuel. Okay, we got this one. Rail slug energy charging mechanism designed to interfere with shield cell operation. Strikes at a target deploying a shield cell. Strikes to a target deploying a shield cell will damage the shield cell bank. Okay, well, I really don't have time to time that correctly. So this one will penetrate modules, capable of penetrating and damaging all modules along its trajectory at the cost of increased reload times. I'm not into any of these, if I'm honest. No, I'm not really into any of these. Yeah, I think I'll forego that so that I don't have to drop down. Yeah. So I've got 46 and 46 on there. Thermal load is up. This ship's gonna run hot, I can already tell. And I'm not carrying any heat sinks or whatever. So let's see what we get on this one. Okay. We got better integrity and we got a super penetrator. Well, I got it for free, so I'll take it. Alright, so let's do multi-cannons. This will start to unlock grade 5, but then we may have to drop again. So here I want overcharge, but I can't do it because I'm not at grade 5 yet. So if we do a grade 4... Whoa, wait a minute, think about this. What have you got? Yep, that'll zinc, conductive and polymer. Okay. Yeah, don't want to use any more modified focus. There you go. Do that one. I think I only need to do the one. And we'll discard that. And now, at least I have another engineer back up at grade 5 for the moment. For the moment. So we're definitely going to go with grade 5 overcharge here on these multi-cannons. And modified embedded firmware. So I'm going to have to take what I get here, but I will be adjusting. Now I think I'm going to do corrosive on one and incendiary on another. Corrosive shell. Experimental rounds that temporarily weaken hull hardness and increase all damage taken. I mean, I will be using multi-cannons mainly on the hull at the cost of reduced ammo capacity. Yeah, I thought it might be. So this is going to drop me down to grade 3 again. But I did get a good DPS on this, so damage per second there, so that was alright. So now I've got to work my way through grade 3 and 4 again and make sure I've got enough left on grade 5 overcharge. So I don't want to be spending any more modified embedded firmwares. So I've got to plan this out here. Modified consumer firmware. Okay, let's use 3 of these. So we'll do the first one eventually. Okay, we'll just hit try again to do the second one. And we'll hit try again to do the third one. Alright, and I will discard all of those, and that should give us grade 4. So yeah, I'm prepared to do 3 of those. So let's generate this, and we'll just say try again. It's a bit of a wonky system, this, isn't it, that you can just do it like this. But hey, it's the way it is. Costing me materials just to upgrade. So we're back at grade 5 again. I'll probably leave it at grade 3 rather than get it back up to grade 5 before I leave. So I don't want to really do too many here. What's going wrong here? Let me just go back. Multi-cannons. This one. Grade 5 overcharge. Preview. That's better. I was obviously doing something wrong last time. So generate. Ooh. There's no point me using it as a base if I'm not going to accept an experimental. Oh, I'll try again. There we go. Oh, I got a free corrosive shell as well. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, because like that I've got 2 corrosive shells and that's fine. It just does the hull in. I lose ammo capacity, but it means I can leave here with the engineer still at grade 5. I'm happy with that. 2 corrosive multi-cannons and standard rail guns with short range. So how does the power stand? Okay, well, we're still at 98, so we haven't gone over. And the multi-cannon ammo is down. Well, that's been hit from 2100 down to 1680. And as you can see, there are different amounts in the chamber as well. So, on a magazine, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and I had to get grade 5 life support as a grade 5 life support, grade 4 lightweight life support. I don't think you can get a grade 5, but I put that in, so it hasn't really affected anything. My jump range is down to 26.9 now because of the mass, but we can call it. It's for the sake of 0.02, which is annoying. It's we've got just about a 27 light year jump range. Can't really think what I could do. I mean, I could probably try and lightweight the sensors even more in order to try and get that 0.02, but I'm not really fussed about it. And I can say now that the ship is ready to go, at least ready for combat testing. And the final figures, nothing's going to change on these, I don't think, as far as the shield health. So 509 and 1345 for shield and armor. We have shield kinetic resistance. Thermal resistance is down on the shields as it is on the armor, so not very good at thermals. Not very good for thermal attacks, this ship, or at least that's not its strongest point. Kinetic and explosive attacks, it looks like it's pretty good on, and it's got big numbers there on the shield, which is good. Less so on the armor, but the armor itself has got a decent rating, 1345, so yeah, kind of happy with that. Thermal resistance, maybe I can address that at some point in the future. So okay, that's the Viper finally done after all my travels around the galaxy. Well, the bubble. Not quite, and even that's a small bubble to most of the engineers. And I'll do a second part to this video where we'll actually have some combat. I'm not going to do it in this part, just going to leave this strictly for outfitting and engineering. So I'll see you in a future part 2 of this video where we'll take the Viper into combat. And so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.